such as women's yoga clothes. Bidding on those types of broad terms is a great way to appear in front of shoppers who are just starting their purchasing journey on Amazon and only have a general idea of what they're looking for. Onto the third and final ad format for sponsored brands, which is video. Sponsored brand video ads feature a single product and autoplay a video up to 45 seconds long. Unlike the other two ad formats, these sponsored brand ads are placed in the middle of the search results page, occupying a very large portion of real estate. Instead of directing shoppers to a store or custom landing page, once clicked, video ads direct shoppers right to the product listing. Utilizing sponsored brand video ads is one of the best ways sellers can engage with shoppers and boost sales. Unlike standard product listings in the search results, video contains eye-catching movement and effects, making it easier for shoppers to stop scrolling and take notice. Before shoppers make a purchase, they usually want to learn more about the product and find out if it provides a solution to their problem. Demonstrating your product features and benefits within a video can help shoppers realize your product's value in ways that text and images can't. Not only does video help you stand out on the search results page, but it's also more profitable than the other types of sponsored brand ads. Video ads average between 28 to 43% higher return on ad spend than product collection ads. However, only 7% of third-party sellers on Amazon are even using them. To start building this campaign, first select or enter your ASINs in the product section. Then upload your video. Just make sure your file meets all the video and audio requirements listed here. In addition to meeting the technical requirements, video ads must also meet certain criteria in order to be approved. If you have any text in your video, just make sure it doesn't obstruct the user interface, which you can easily check by downloading the safe area template that Amazon provides. Also, make sure your video doesn't have any black bars on any side of the frame, and if you do have audio, it should be easy to understand and in the local language. Now onto the keyword section. Much like the previous two formats, you'll again enter into the keywords or products you want to target, then click Submit Campaign. So that covers the three ad formats for sponsored brands, and hopefully now you have a better understanding of how to build these types of campaigns. Let's now turn it up a notch and go through some of the advanced strategies that you can use to improve the performance of your sponsored brand campaigns. The first tip is to consider segmenting your keywords into multiple campaigns. Segmenting your keywords is done by taking a group of keywords that contain the same word and adding them into their own campaign. This allows you to create more targeted headlines that appeal to exactly what shoppers are searching for. So if you consider a shopper typing in a particular keyword into the search bar, they're most likely going to be attracted to only the listings that contain that keyword. With sponsored brand ads, since you have the ability to customize your headline, you should aim to include the keywords you're targeting into the headline. Alternatively, you can analyze your search term reports to find these kinds of trends, noticing if there's a group of similar keywords that your product is performing well on. Then, once you have a good list of related keywords, throw those into a separate campaign and adjust your headline by mentioning the main keyword that you're targeting. The second advanced tip for sponsored brand campaigns is to target your competitors with product targeting campaigns. If you ever ran one of these campaigns with sponsored product ads, the idea here is the same. Instead of targeting keywords, you can choose to target specific products, categories, brands, or other product features that are relevant to your product. You can either choose to target categories and products individually, or target a combination of categories and brands within the same campaigns. Product targeting helps shoppers find you when they are searching in a general category or by browsing detail pages, as well as when they search for specific products. The best way of finding which products to target in your campaign is by analyzing your automatic campaign search term report and isolating the ASINs you've already converted a sale on. Throwing those converted ASINs into your product targeting campaign is a great starting point. However, you can also use the products or categories that Amazon already suggests for you. A common question that is often asked is, what if there's no competitor ASINs in my automatic campaign search term report? What do I do then? The answer to that question is usually hidden inside your automatic campaigns ad group. If you open up your campaigns ad group, clicking on the targeting tab, you'll notice 4 different targeting groups. Close match and loose match are related to keywords, whereas substitutes and complements are related to products. Most likely the root cause of no ASINs in your search results is because the substitutes targeting group is not spending enough. Sometimes this can be because the bid amount is too low, or if it's not your bid amount, sometimes Amazon just has a hard time placing your ads on competitor detail pages. If the latter is the case, I highly recommend launching a product targeting campaign and targeting your product's main category. While this may not be the most profitable type of campaign, you should start to see some ASINs roll in that your product is converting on. The third advanced tip comes after you launched your campaign, and that's to optimize your keyword bids according to your business goals. Now, this may seem obvious, but when you notice certain keywords have a high ACoS, you may want to consider lowering your bids or even pausing those keywords altogether. However, this isn't a one-size-fits-all strategy. You should only be making these major adjustments after you outline a particular goal for your sponsored brand campaigns. Primarily, there's two main goals that most sellers aim for. The first goal is performance-based, meaning you're willing to maximize sales only if they are profitable. With this type of goal, you'll need to understand what your break-even ACoS is. Your break-even ACoS is a benchmark that represents the tipping point between profit and loss of a particular campaign. To find your break-even ACoS, add up the total cost of making your product, which includes manufacturing, shipping, and all FBA fees. With this number, subtract it from your product's selling price, and then divide that number by your selling price again. This is your break-even ACoS. If you're operating under a performance-based goal, then lower the bids on any keywords over this number and raise the bids on any keywords under this number. The second main goal is based around growth and brand awareness. With this type of goal, you may be willing to tolerate a higher ACoS to ensure your ad displays in search results for certain keywords. This is great for campaigns that are only targeting keywords that you consider valuable enough to increase your ranking on. An example of this is what we've done with one of our sponsored brand campaigns, which we've called top of funnel. The only keywords that we're targeting in this campaign are the highest search keywords related to our product, and we do this because we find a ton of value in gaining rank on these high traffic keywords. Obviously, you don't want to be too unprofitable with this type of strategy, which is why we've segmented just the highest search keywords into their own campaign. This allows us to increase or decrease the budgets depending on how our other campaigns are performing throughout the month. If one month we're performing especially well, we'll increase our bids and budget on this campaign, but if one month we're performing poorly, then we'll lower our bids and budget. It's great to have this type of flexibility, and I highly recommend defining which one of these goals is best for you and optimizing your keywords accordingly. The fourth advanced tip is to optimize your campaigns by utilizing negative keywords. Much like sponsored product campaigns, you may discover that a handful of search terms are the most responsible for dragging down the overall performance of your campaign. This is most often the case of a high ACoS campaign, especially when broad match keywords are involved. You want to make sure that you analyze your search term reports every month or so and try to isolate the terms that have high spend and no sales. Or if there are sales present, then ensuring those sales are profitable. The best way of discovering which keywords you should negate out of your campaign is to use the filters Amazon provides in the search term report. In this case, I like to use the clicks filter to narrow down my list. On Amazon, the average conversion rate is about 10%, so by selecting greater than or equal to 10, I'm isolating only the search terms that have at least 10 clicks. Additionally, I could narrow down this list even further by adding a sales filter and selecting 0. Or if I have a ton of sales, I could also include the ACoS filter to isolate just the keywords that are unprofitable. There are many ways of doing this. It really just depends on the goals you've outlined for your particular campaign. Once you have the list of keywords you want to negate, add them as negative exacts rather than negative phrases, since you already know the exact keywords you want removed. So go ahead and let your campaigns run for at least a few weeks before doing this, but I highly recommend taking the time to add negative keywords, as that will greatly improve your campaign's overall performance. The fifth and final tip is to analyze the additional performance metrics that Amazon provides only for sponsored brand campaigns. One of these metrics is called new to brand, which better helps you understand and measure the number of first-time customers and first-time sales your campaign is responsible for. Anyone who hasn't purchased from your brand within the last 12 months will count as a new to brand order. Although if you are a new seller on Amazon, there's a good chance that the majority of your sales will naturally come from new to brand customers. This is more so helpful to sellers who've been on Amazon for a while and are looking to track the effectiveness of their campaigns reaching new customers, rather than repeat customers. Another way that you can analyze sponsored brand performance is through your store insights. However, this only affects campaigns that use your Amazon storefront as a landing page, so this won't apply if your campaigns only direct to custom landing pages. Store insights give sellers the ability to measure the impact of your store as a landing page, giving you access to daily and aggregate views of your store's performance all in one place. To find this, hover over stores and then click Manage Stores, and now you have the option to see insights. Here's where you can gain insight around the effectiveness of your store, which allows you to understand how audiences interact with the different pages. Some of the metrics available to you are the total amount of daily visitors, views, sales, units sold, and you can even see exactly where your traffic is coming from. This is a really helpful way to gauge the performance of your storefront as a landing page for your sponsored brand campaigns. One trick that I recommend is to run an experiment, testing the performance of a campaign directed to your storefront and then having another campaign directed to a custom landing page. After an equal amount of time or budget towards each campaign, you may find the conversion rate on one is better than the other, which may even inspire creative changes to your storefront. Lastly, one more area that you can analyze performance is through Jungle Scout's Sales Analytics. Within Sales Analytics is Profit Overview, which lets you view sales and profit from a company perspective or a multi-product dashboard. You can see your units sold, net margin, ROI, revenue, and more. You can also compare sales over time with custom date ranges to understand how promotions, advertising, and other variables impact your bottom line. When it comes to advertising, Profit Overview allows you to measure how your total ad spend is affecting your overall business. This can help you inform your future campaigns, especially if you begin to notice your advertising spend isn't correlating to an increase in overall sales. You can easily find this out by utilizing a fun new formula called tacos. And no, I don't mean the delicious Mexican food that we all love. Tacos stands for Total Advertising Cost of Sale, which differs from the standard ACoS metric as it considers how your advertising spend affects brand awareness and the organic sales that result from that brand growth. By measuring advertising spend relative to total sales, this gives sellers a much more accurate picture of how your ad spend is performing. Here's the basic formula for measuring your tacos. Total ad spend divided by total revenue times 100. A low tacos number means that when advertised, a product also generates strong organic sales. When tracking tacos, the goal for it is to remain flat or ideally decreasing over time. Tacos decreasing implies that organic sales are becoming an increasingly larger portion of total revenue. This means that your advertising is successfully growing your brand and you're becoming less dependent on strictly generating sales through advertising. Now that wraps up the 5 advanced tips to improve the performance of your sponsored brand campaigns.